Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Rise or Fall to talk about Thursday night football. The Denver Broncos head to Cleveland to take on the Baker Mayfieldless Browns. Let's talk about it. This one it's weird. Let's just call it what it is. It's October. Halloween is right around the corner. Thursday night football is going to be strange. Hang here. Hey, and you came back. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm Chris Robin, aka at Detroit Beastie, here with Team Rise or Fall to talk Thursday night football. This time around, it's the Denver Broncos at the Cleveland Browns in what should be a very strange game. It's spooky, and what better time than right now with Halloween just a few weeks away. But before we get into the game, and boy oh boy, do I have some weird moves and some MVP captain spots that I think we need to talk about that I don't think anybody on earth is even going to think about. But before we do that, let's talk about Team Rise or Fall briefly. Make sure you go there, like, subscribe in the comment on this video right now, right here and now on YouTube. Like and share, subscribe, and leave a comment. At a certain point, I'm not even going to have to say that no anymore because you guys and girls are leaving comments and you're doing exactly what I would like you to do. You're saying, well, you know what, Chris? These videos are great, but I want more of this. Or these videos are great and I want less of this. And I listen to every comment. I try and reply back to every comment, and that's when you know what you do, you love it, right? Because I can't get enough of all the interactions and everything we're doing together here at Team Rise or Fall. And briefly, the Discord, it's free, and you can see on the screen the spooky Halloween themed graphic here. It's only $9.99 a week, which breaks down to $1.42 a day. I mean, you got the pumpkin head in the back. We're giving out candy here pretty soon. I mean, what's better than a good down home kind of DFS collection of people? We can get together and talk this stuff till we're blue in the face. So really quick, let's get away from all the paying the bills, as they say. I want to talk about this game. Denver's at Cleveland. The over under, I believe it opened at 43 total points. It's dipped all the way down to 41. Still fantastic. And let me read you some quick notes in terms of betting, and then we'll get into the players from a DFS point of view. The under, and again, I'm reading off my notes, which I will share a screenshot of as well. Everybody liked that on Sunday Night Football. I wasn't available to record a video, so I just shared my notes, and people really took to it. So every time I post a video, I'm going to double down with the screenshot of my notes. Hopefully everybody enjoys that even more. So as I said, that the opening line in terms of the over under was 43 total points, and it's been bumped down, as I said, to 41 here. And in terms of the overall point spreads, I believe you're looking at, let me click on my computer screen here. I thought I had everything up and ready to go here. In Denver, as it stands now, which is nuts to me, Denver is getting 2 points in this one. So over-under's at 41. Denver is getting 2 points. I will save my final score prediction until the end, but just know those 2 points are kind of meaningless at the end of the day here. So that kind of puts you in the right frame of mind to know where I'm going here. So in terms of the quarterbacks, Teddy Bridgewater in Cleveland. Cleveland is 30th overall against opposing quarterbacks here. Teddy Bridgewater, $14,500 on FanDuel, only 11 grand on DraftKings. And what I have for him, for Teddy B, on Thursday, about 24 completed passes. He'll attempt like 37, 38 of them for a cool 260 yards and multiple touchdown passes. So again, Teddy Bridgewater is very much in play. MVP captain spot, hang here, and we'll get into it as we're rolling a little bit more. So as most of you probably know at this point, Baker Mayfield is already out. Had the torn labrum, dislocated his shoulder, and he's a tough bastard. He wanted to play, but I would imagine, the coaching staff and the team doctor said, look, dude, take it easy. If you any more structural damage to your shoulder, and you're out on the street, and with this new contract in here. So all that nonsense aside, Case Keenum is your starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns on Thursday, playing Denver. Denver's second overall against opposing quarterbacks. Now I get the allure here. On FanDuel, Case is only $5,000. I mean, $5,000 is the lowest denominational amount in a single game slate. And you're telling me you can get a starting quarterback for $5,000? Yeah, on paper it looks good, but the more we dig in, I'm passing on Case Keenum. On DraftKings, case is only $9,400. Now, in my notes, I write down every player, the DVP matchup, the prices, and we go from there. And instead of going over every player on the slate and the video being 15 minutes, I was asked by a lot of people, so much so, I'm going to make a change to these videos, and we'll see how long it goes. I'm only going to mention the players, aside from the quarterbacks, only mention the players who I'm taking a look at, my player pool, as you call that. So in terms of the running backs, Melvin Gordon in Cleveland's second overall against opposing running backs. MG3, $10,500 on FanDuel, only $7,400 on DraftKings. I have MG3 about 11 or 12 carries, about 40 or 50 yards, nothing crazy. To me, the play is the rookie Javonte Williams. FanDuel, Javonte, $9,000, and on DraftKings, only $7,000. And again, if you look back through the season so far, MG3 and Javonte, they've split work right down the middle, and I don't think it changes on Thursday night, aside from Javonte having one or two more carries, and I think he does more per usual. He's more efficient, and he does more with his carries. I have Javonte around 12 carries compared to Melvin Gordon's 10 or 11, and about 60 to 70 yards, and I do firmly believe Javonte Williams finds the end zone here. So to me, Javonte Williams makes for a beautiful MVP or captain spot. But again, a lot of other folks will have the same kind of MO here, but it's hard to get away from on a single game slate, especially this one, when it's all just like you throw some stuff into the wind and see what happens here. Dearness Johnson, he's going to assume the starting running back role for Cleveland against Denver. Denver's very stout. They're fifth overall against opposing running backs. Dearness Johnson, $10,000 on FanDuel. That's tough, a tough ask for me to put a guy, just his first start of the season at $10,000. But look, on DraftKings, only $4,600. Now I know I don't want to contradict myself. I have Dearness Johnson at least 15 total carries. To put it mildly, I have Dearness at literally 17 carries in this one, about 60, 70 yards and a touchdown. So to me, you look at his price, this is weird. To me, on DraftKings, smash spot. You play him $4,600 on DraftKings. $10,000 is a pretty penny for a running back on FanDuel of the caliber of Dearness Johnson. But we all know on DraftKings, it's a PPR's person's dream, but on FanDuel, you have to have touchdowns. Are they going to score touchdowns? And again, based on his workload, Dearness will score a touchdown here on Thursday night. And then another kid, which I very much like here in a really weird role, but you can get major salary relief here, the rookie Demetric Felton. FanDuel, only $8,000, DraftKings, $5,000. And look, he's a jack of all trades, hopefully, fingers crossed, on Thursday. About 4 or 5 carries, which is a little ambitious. I know I'm higher than most in terms of the carry portion of this thing, and around 2 or 3 receptions. So you're going to get, I think we'd be hard pressed to have Felton at around 35 or 40 total yards, but given the price tag on both sites, I could see it, as kind of a throw-in play or a dart throw, and hoping he breaks one, or just like it's some cheapy touchdown here. But to me, where we attack this slate is the Denver Broncos pass catchers, the wide receivers, and Noah Fant at tight end, and we'll get there. To me, Courtland Sutton is my favorite play of Thursday in Cleveland. Cleveland's 28th overall against opposing wide receivers. Sutton, $12,500 on FanDuel, $10,000 on DraftKings. But again, Sutton, I have him for about 8 or 9 targets. He'll catch 5 or 6 of those for 75 to 80 yards and a touchdown. Again, Sutton, my favorite play on the overall slate. My second favorite play might be crazy, Tim Patrick. He's only $11,000 on FanDuel, $7,600 on DraftKings. Another guy going to see 6 or 7 targets. He'll catch 4 or 5 of those for like another 50 yards here. So to me, you run it back with Sutton and Patrick. Vice versa. One's in the captain spot, one's in a flex, and vice versa here. Moving down the list, I'm skipping right past Kendall Hinton, who I have for about 3 targets, 2 receptions, 20, 30 yards, if that. Odell Beckham Jr., to me, big fade. Denver, 14th overall against opposing wide receivers. Odell, $10,000 on FanDuel, $6,800 on DraftKings. And if I look at my projections, he's a healthy amount of targets, 7 or 8 targets, but I think he only catches 3 or 4 passes for, let's say 50, maybe 60 yards. So on DraftKings, sure, you could, play Beckham given the PPR scoring here. But on FanDuel, he's a fade. fade. You need to have touchdown equity on FanDuel, and I just don't see it from Odell Beckham Jr. And what about the second-year kid from Michigan, Donovan Peoples-Jones? What a awesome move that was last week. I think he caught 4 or 5 passes, 2 of them for touchdowns. DPJ, $8,500 on FanDuel, $6,400 on DraftKings. Now look, people are going to be all over Donovan Peoples-Jones this week. Those are the point chasers, which I've said on numerous videos where that's from here and there, that's cool. In seasonal formats, people make that mistake all the time, but you're not going to capture magic in a bottle for a second week in a row with DPJ. To me, DPJ is a fade. You can bump up your lineups across numerous folks. How many lines do you think, and we'll revisit this maybe next video, how many lines do you think will have Odell Beckham Jr. and Donovan Peoples-Jones in it, and they're going to be left in the dust? We're going to pass them up here. So again, I'm completely fading Odell Beckham Jr. and Donovan Peoples-Jones and Rashard Higgins. He's got like literally maybe 1 or 2 points in this one, not catches, 1 or 2 points total. Let's talk about tight ends. Noah Fant, my third favorite play of the slate. As I said, Sutton, Patrick, and Noah Fant in Cleveland. Cleveland is 12th overall against opposing tight ends. Noah, $9,500 on FanDuel, only $8,200 on DraftKings. And then Sunday, I mentioned, just to a few people, it wasn't a post, wasn't a publishing thing. I mentioned one of my favorite bets of week 6 was a Noah Fant anytime touchdown, which hit. I think we go back to the well with Fant here again. I have him for about 7 targets, 5 or 6 receptions, a solid 50 or 60 yards, and another touchdown. So to me, I'm getting ahead of myself, which I normally do. At the end here, I'll give you my final score, and I'll read off my favorite plays or how my roster is going to be looking like. Austin Hooper, David Njoku. Hooper, really quick. Denver's unbelievably good against tight ends. They're second overall here. So Hooper, $6,500 on FanDuel, $3,800 on DraftKings, and then Njoku, $7,000 on FanDuel, only $5,400 on DraftKings. Between the two Cleveland tight ends, I got about 6 targets, 4 receptions, and you're looking at about 40 or 50 yards total from the two. So at this stage, I'm fading both Cleveland tight ends. I'm fading Odell Beckham and Donovan Peoples-Jones. In terms of the kickers, I'd prefer Brandon McManus, the Denver kicker in Cleveland. Cleveland 7th overall against opposing kickers. Brandon, $9,000 on FanDuel. DraftKings, $4,200. I have McManus kicking about 2 field goals, 2 extra points, and that's about it. When you look at Chase McLaughlin, kid's been good so far. Denver's 15th overall against opposing kickers. Chase, $8,500 on FanDuel, $4,000 on DraftKings. And then when you get to the defenses, not too much to like here, but I get it. The over-under here is very low, so you might think it's some sort of defensive game here. And yes, I do believe that. I would prefer the Denver Broncos here. Cleveland's 18th overall in giving up opposing points to opposing defenses here. On DraftKings, Denver is $3,400. I have Denver for about 3 sacks, an interception, maybe a fumble recovery. And again, this is strange to say this, but Denver might have some sort of fumble recovery for a touchdown here. I could see Von Miller completely destroying Case Keenum on some kind of play, knocks the ball loose. Maybe Von takes it to the house. Maybe Grant Delpit. Who knows? But I do think that Denver finds the end zone on a defensive score. And I'll take that back. Grant Delpit is the safety for the Cleveland Browns here. So again, I firmly believe Denver at Cleveland, the under will hit. I have the final score, Denver winning this one 20-14, 20-17 here. So for the most part, in a big GPP, I'm fading a lot of the Cleveland Browns, mainly the pass catchers, and but I do like the idea of a combination of Dearness Johnson and Demetric Felton in the same lineup. But to me, all the action is with the Denver Broncos: Teddy Bridgewater, Javonte Williams, Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and Noah Fant. So if I can ever do anything more for you, you can find me on Twitter at Detroit Beastie. You can find me on Team Riser Fall, which is at Team Riser Fall. The The Discord is free. And look at the graphic. I love the spooky Halloween graphic here. Everything is at a price, but it's very cheaply priced. And we're killing it right now in terms of $10,000 winners, 5, 20. I mean, it's like everybody wins, like an Oprah show. Everybody gets a car. Everybody wins $5,000. Now, look, not promising you if you join the premium ownership here, you're going to win $10,000, but you'd be more likely to kind of hit on one of those if you're here at Team Rise or Fall. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. And until we meet again, probably I would say college football this week. I will see you then. Thanks, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.